Elon Musk tried 7 times to reach you. Open this message immediately. There is something deeply spiritual hiding in the urgency of those words, something more divine than just a name or a number of attempts. The moment you read this, heaven is drawing your heart closer. There is a reason you saw this at this exact moment. There is a divine appointment over your life that hell has been trying to stop, and this moment is sacred. This isn't about Elon Musk the man, or 7 missed calls from a billionaire. This is about how even the most powerful figures in the world fall short compared to the one who never stops calling your name. God has been reaching out not 7 times, but countless times, through pain, through love, through whispers in the silence of your thoughts. And yet many are too distracted to hear. But you heard. You're here. That means something powerful is about to happen. You're not reading this by chance. There is something heaven is unlocking inside you right now, and you need to stay with this till the very end. If this stirs something inside you, comment Amen right now to affirm this word in your spirit. The idea that someone influential like Elon Musk tried 7 times to reach you might seem surreal, but what if I told you that the creator of the universe, the Alpha and the Omega, has been trying every moment to reach your heart? The world chases status and fame and seeks validation from those who seem to hold wealth or influence, but the true treasure is when the King of Kings reaches for your soul and you finally answer. God doesn't call once and walk away. He calls again and again, even when your heart has been bruised, even when you've stopped believing, even when the world convinced you that you're not worth anything. God is not like man. He doesn't get tired of loving you. Now, before we go deeper, if this message already speaks to your soul, I ask you gently and with love to like this video so it can reach others who are desperate for a word of hope just like this. 7 missed calls from someone like Elon Musk would get your attention. You would wonder what you missed, what could have happened if you had picked up, what opportunity was lost. But what if heaven has been trying to reach you 7 times or more today alone, not with business ideas or contracts, but with healing, with peace, with a word that says you're not forgotten? Too often we recognize the voice of success but ignore the voice of the Savior. But not today. Today your spirit is waking up. Today your heart is coming alive again. There's something different in the air around you. It is the presence of God trying once again to break through your walls, your fears, your loneliness. The number 7 in the Bible means completion. When it says that Elon Musk tried 7 times to reach you, let it speak prophetically to you. The 7th time is the moment of divine completion. This is the moment when your waiting breaks, when the prayers you whispered through tears begin to unfold into something beautiful. The enemy wanted you to think nothing was changing, but heaven has been preparing something behind the scenes. You're not late. You're right on time for what God is about to do. God's reach is not limited to the powerful or the famous. He reaches down into broken homes, into quiet hearts sitting alone in their rooms wondering if anyone sees them. He reaches through the pain of your childhood, through the betrayals, through the years where you thought nothing good would come from your life. He reaches even now. Not with judgment, but with tenderness. Not to shame you, but to remind you that you are still His. You are still chosen. Let me speak to the storm that has been raging inside you. The one that wakes you up in the middle of the night. The one that makes you feel like time is running out, that you've missed too much, lost too much, failed too often. I want you to know the one who formed you in your mother's womb still has his hand on you. The calls haven't stopped. The voice is still speaking. And if you would just be still, even for this moment, you would feel his love like fire wrapping around your soul. There is no such thing as too far gone for the God who walked into graves and called the dead back to life. The same Jesus who went after the one lost sheep is coming for you now. Maybe you feel unseen. Maybe you've been crying for a sign. Maybe you've been hoping for someone to tell you that your life still matters. Here it is. This is your sign. You're not invisible. God has been calling you, knocking at the door of your heart, sending signals through people, through messages like this one, through the quiet ache in your spirit. He's been calling. Not once. Not twice. 7 times and beyond. And the 7th time is always special. The 7th time means the cycle of confusion is breaking. The 7th time means the breakthrough is near. The 7th time means God has not forgotten his promise. So even when you feel nothing, even when you hear silence, even when it feels like the heavens are closed, remember this moment. Something divine is unfolding. God doesn't rush. He perfects. And what he's perfecting in you is worth every second of the wait. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. He has kept you alive for a purpose. He has covered you in nights you should have died. He has carried you when your legs gave out. He has sustained you when depression tried to kill your joy. Even now, there are angels assigned to your life. Even now, heaven is moving things in your favor. You don't need a call from Elon Musk. You already have the favor of the Most High God. But God will use anything to get your attention. If it takes 7 calls, He will do it. If it takes a moment like this, He will do it. There is no rejection that can stop His acceptance. There is no sin that can stop His grace. There is no mistake that can cancel your calling. The world may give up on you, but God will not. His voice is persistent. His love is relentless. His mercy is new every single morning. So stay with this. Don't look away. Don't scroll past. This message is not noise. This is your moment. This is your reminder. Heaven is real. God is moving. And He's calling your name again. Comment 1111 if you believe this word is meant for you. His presence is not bound by a screen or a time. His Spirit is moving even through this very moment. You're not abandoned. You're not forgotten. You're not just someone scrolling. You are loved. You are chosen. You are divinely protected. What began as a moment of curiosity is quickly becoming a sacred encounter with the living God, the one who holds your past, your present, and your future all in His hands without ever letting you slip through His fingers. And even now, as your heart beats a little louder, your soul is beginning to remember that it was made for something more than survival. You were made to walk with God, to feel His nearness, to know that you are never alone, even when everything around you tries to convince you otherwise. God has been calling. And for too long, you've been running. Not always on purpose. Sometimes just trying to survive. Sometimes just trying to keep your heart from breaking all over again. Sometimes because you didn't even know that what you were looking for was Him. But He knows. He knows how the pain changed you. He knows how the disappointments hardened you. He knows how the silence scared you. And still, He calls. This isn't the voice of a man trying to sell you something. This is the voice of your Creator whispering through your chaos, breaking through the noise, reaching past your guilt and fear and exhaustion to say, I still want you. I still love you. I still choose you. And I always will. God has never stopped trying to get your attention, not even once. He has used quiet moments. He has used broken places. He has used people who came into your life only to leave again. He has used dreams you couldn't explain and emotions you didn't ask for. His reach is not limited by time, distance, or circumstances. He speaks through stillness and storms alike. And in every whisper, He says, I see you, and I am not finished with you. Comment 222 if you trust that His hand is still on your life. Think about how many times you almost gave up. How many nights you cried where no one saw. How many times your heart broke quietly in a room full of people who had no idea you were barely holding it together. Yet here you are. Still breathing. Still standing. That's not chance. That's not luck. That's the mercy of God keeping you when everything else was falling apart. There are things in your life that should have destroyed you. Moments that should have ended your story. But grace stepped in. Grace covered you when you didn't even know you needed covering. And now, that same grace is reaching for you again, not to punish you, not to remind you of what you did wrong, but to call you back into alignment with the love that has never left you. God knows how tired you are. He knows the weight you carry in silence. He knows how often you pretend to be strong when inside you're barely holding it together. But He didn't create you just to suffer. He didn't design your life to be a chain of heartbreaks and regrets. There is more. So much more. And even if you don't see it yet, He is already working it out. Right now, behind the scenes, God is aligning every detail, every delay, every detour for your good. Nothing is wasted. Not one tear, not one trial. You might think He's been silent. But silence is not absence. Sometimes, God steps back not to leave you, but to see if you will draw closer. Sometimes, He lets the noise fall quiet so His whisper becomes all you hear. And when you finally hear it, it changes everything. You are not forgotten. Heaven has not overlooked you. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are deeply known. Deeply loved. And God has not changed His mind about your purpose. What He spoke over you before you were even born still stands. No failure has cancelled it. No mistake has erased it. No delay has denied it. What the enemy meant for evil, God is turning into a testimony. What felt like rejection is about to reveal itself as redirection. The people who walked away were not meant to carry the next chapter of your story. The doors that closed were protection, not punishment. You may not understand now, but one day you will see the hand of God in every no, every goodbye, every unanswered prayer. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance, instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. And in the middle of it all, He has kept your heart soft. That is no small thing. To go through betrayal and still choose love. To face loss and still show kindness. To feel abandoned and still believe in the goodness of God. That is strength only He can give. That is the mark of someone who is being held together by something far greater than their own strength. The world will never understand the kind of peace you carry when God is your anchor. It doesn't make sense to others how you keep moving forward, how you haven't lost your mind, how you still smile. But it's because you know who's walking with you. You know whose arms catch you every time you fall. You know that even when life doesn't make sense, God is still in control. There's a shift coming. A divine turning point. You've been in the valley long enough. You've cried long enough. You've questioned long enough. Now, God is lifting you. Slowly, gently, faithfully. He is making a way where there was no way. He is breathing new life into places that felt dead. He is restoring what was lost and redeeming what was broken. Don't be afraid to hope again. Don't let past pain keep you from future joy. Don't let the fear of disappointment silence your prayers. God hears you. He always has. And He is moving. It may not look the way you expected. It may not come in the package you imagined. But His answer is always better than your request. His timing is perfect, even when it feels delayed. His plans are filled with mercy and overflowing with love. The time has come for you to rise up from the heaviness that's been sitting on your chest and remember who you are and whose you are. You were never forgotten. You were never abandoned. You have been held in the palm of His hands through it all. Even now, there are things shifting in the spiritual realm, things you cannot see but can feel deep in your chest. Every delay, every closed door, every painful detour was not a punishment, but a preparation. God was not ignoring you, He was getting things ready. Because when He calls, it is not for a moment, it is for a mission. And you, beloved, are about to step into something greater than anything your past has tried to define you by. Comment 333 to declare your faith that this is your turning point. This calling is not coming from a man with money or a title. This is the voice of the one who created the stars and still chose to breathe life into you. He has seen the moments you couldn't tell anyone about. The times you smiled in public while your heart was breaking in private. The days you showed up for others while secretly feeling like you had nothing left to give. God saw every one of those moments, and He's not calling you because you were strong, He's calling you because He wants to be your strength. There is nothing random about this. The message, the timing, the ache in your heart that refuses to be silent, it's all connected. God is setting you up not for failure, not for heartbreak, but for redemption. That word alone is what your spirit has been waiting for. Redemption. The reclaiming of what felt lost forever. The restoration of what felt broken beyond repair. The revival of dreams that were buried beneath fear and shame. The lifting of burdens you've carried for far too long. God is not just reaching out to encourage you. He is calling you back to life. You didn't miss it. You didn't mess it up. You haven't gone too far. Even if it's been years. Even if you walked away. Even if you stopped believing. The God who split the sea can still split the silence and speak directly to your soul. You are not too late. You are right on time for what heaven is about to release into your life. The enemy has been fighting you because of what's coming next. He wouldn't attack someone who wasn't carrying something sacred. But even in your weakness, God has been your shield. Even in your confusion, He has been your light. Every time you thought it was over, grace pulled you back. Every time you wanted to give up, something held you together. That something was not luck. That was the mercy of your Savior refusing to let go of you. The deeper the pain, the greater the promise. The longer the wait, the sweeter the miracle. The darker the night, the brighter the morning that's coming. God's promises do not expire. They don't fall apart just because your faith did for a moment. They don't depend on your performance. They are rooted in His character, and He is faithful. Always. There is a fire that God is rekindling inside you right now. A fire that may have dimmed over the years because of what you lost, who walked away, or how long it's taken. But the fire never went out. It's still there. And it's growing stronger as you listen. This isn't about hype. This is about healing. God is healing places inside you that you didn't even know were still hurting. He is peeling back layers of numbness and calling the real you to the surface. Not the you that has to perform or pretend or please people. The real you. The one He made. The one He knows. The one He loves without condition. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads, and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. The world will always try to define you by your worst days. But God defines you by the blood of Jesus and the purpose He placed in you. That purpose is still alive. And it's time to start walking like you believe it again. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are chosen. You are marked. You are protected by the hand of the Most High. Let that truth settle into your bones. You are protected. Even when the diagnosis came. Even when the job was lost. Even when the relationship ended. Even when it felt like your prayers went unanswered. God was there. Covering you. Keeping you. Preparing you for something you can't even imagine yet. He has been trying to reach you because this is your moment to come out of hiding. You've been dimming your light for too long. You've been playing small to avoid being hurt again. But the world needs what God placed inside you. Your voice, your story, your journey, it matters. And God is going to use all of it. Even the messy parts. Especially the messy parts. The people who walked away were never meant to see the next chapter of your story. The things that didn't work out were never meant to hold your future. And the doors that closed were only rerouting you to something greater. You can trust Him. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Because pain is often the birthplace of purpose. You are not here to chase the approval of men. You are here to carry the presence of God. You are not here to live in fear. You are here to walk in faith. You are not here to repeat the same cycles of pain. You are here to break them, for you and for the generations after you. So lift your head, even if your heart still feels heavy. Speak life, even if your voice shakes. Keep going, even if your steps are small. You are not walking alone. Heaven is with you. Angels are surrounding you. And the one who called you is faithful to complete the work He started in you. What was once broken will become beautiful. What was once delayed will arrive in perfect timing. What once felt impossible will unfold effortlessly, not because of your strength, but because of His power working through you. There is no more time to pretend you don't feel this. You are being drawn, and not by chance. There is a divine appointment resting over this moment, and God is not letting go until you realize that every trial, every moment of silence, every cry you thought went unheard has been seen and recorded in heaven. Nothing was wasted. Nothing has gone unseen. You've been walking with wounds that haven't healed, carrying hope that feels almost too heavy, and yet you're still here. That alone is a miracle. That alone is proof that something bigger is at work in your life. And right now, that something is moving. God is doing what only He can do. He is reaching you not through noise, but through stillness, not through power, but through presence. Comment 555 if you feel something inside of you waking up again. This message has never been about the surface. It was never meant to entertain. It was meant to restore. Something in your soul needed to be reminded that God never stopped loving you. That He's been calling your name long before this moment, long before the heartbreak, long before the sin, long before you started believing you were too broken to be fixed. You're not too broken. You're not too far gone. You're not too late. God is not a man who changes His mind when things get messy. He steps into the mess and makes it holy. You were chosen in the fire. That's why the flames didn't consume you. You were picked in the pit. That's why the pit didn't end you. You were anointed while under attack. That's why every weapon formed against you has failed. God didn't wait for your life to get polished before He called you. He called you while you were still unsure. He chose you while you were still struggling. And now, He's calling again, not to condemn you, but to lift you. This is not a warning. This is a rescue. God is not reaching out to scold you. He's reaching out to save you. He knows exactly how much you've endured. He knows the silent prayers you whispered under your breath when no one else was listening. He knows how many times you've walked away from Him, and yet, He still runs after you. That is the kind of love the world can never replicate. That is the kind of love that never stops reaching. It's time to come back to the place where you stopped believing. Go back to where the dream died. Go back to where the pain started. Not to relive it, but to redeem it. Because God is going to rebuild what you thought could never be whole again. The joy that was stolen, the strength that was drained, the confidence that was crushed, it's all coming back, not because you're forcing it, but because God is breathing on it. When God breathes, dead things live. When God speaks, chaos bows. When God moves, everything changes. And He is moving now. He is moving in your mind, pulling down strongholds. He is moving in your heart, healing the places you locked away. He is moving in your circumstances, shifting things that looked unmovable. And He is moving in your destiny, setting things in motion that will carry you further than your fears ever allowed you to go. You are not stuck. It just feels like it because the shift is happening underground first. Roots grow in silence. Healing happens in layers. And your transformation is deeper than what the surface can show. But make no mistake, God is building something in you that no man can take away. What He's about to do will not depend on titles, followers, money, or approval. It will come from your obedience. It will come from your surrender. It will come from your willingness to believe again. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. There is no safer place to be than in the center of His will. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it costs you things. Even when it stretches your faith. Because in His will, there is peace that passes understanding. There is protection that surrounds you like a shield. There is favor that opens doors no one can close. And that is exactly where He is calling you to return to. You've carried the weight long enough. You've fought the battles long enough. Now let God carry you. Let Him be the one who fights for you. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to perform. You just need to receive. His love is not earned. It is freely given. His grace is not limited. It is overflowing. And His arms are wide open right now. This is your moment to rest in Him again. To stop striving. To stop trying to control what only He can fix. To stop questioning your worth based on the actions of people who couldn't see your value. Your worth is not defined by who left. Your worth is sealed by the blood of Jesus. And if all you've known lately is pain, then hear this with your whole heart: God is going to make the pain pay you back. He will not let the suffering be the end of your story. What broke you will become what builds you. What wounded you will become the testimony that heals others. What you thought was the end will become the doorway into your new beginning. You are rising. Quietly, slowly, but powerfully. The chains are breaking. The fear is losing its grip. The shame is being lifted. The lies are being exposed. The truth is setting you free. And the truth is this: God never stopped calling. You just stopped believing He would answer you. But He is answering now, through every word you're reading. He's been preparing you for something bigger, and the reason you've been feeling the pressure is because something new is about to be born through you. You can't go back. Not now. Not after this. You've seen too much. You've felt too much. You've been marked by something holy, and even if the world never understands it, you do. Deep down, you know this is real. This is God. This is your moment to step forward and never look back. Don't let the opinions of others talk you out of what God has confirmed in your spirit. Don't let your past become louder than His promise. Don't let fear silence the voice of faith that is rising inside you. Because your next season is not going to look like your last one. It's going to be filled with divine connections, holy clarity, unexpected provision, and supernatural peace. Not because everything around you is perfect, but because God is perfecting you in the middle of it. It's not just another piece of content floating through time. This is holy. This is God touching places in your soul that have long been asleep. He is awakening what was buried. He is restoring what was stolen. And He is calling you not just to feel better but to become whole. The reach of God goes beyond anything we can comprehend. He doesn't just see what's happening on the outside. He sees what you don't say. He sees the fears you hide behind your smile. He sees the doubt you carry when you're alone. He sees the exhaustion in your eyes even when your words say, "I'm fine." And yet, even knowing everything, He loves you without reservation. He loves you completely, without conditions, without delay, without limits. Comment 12:12 if you believe this love is still chasing you even now. The reach of the world is limited. The love of people is often fragile. Promises are broken, loyalty is lost, and words fail. But God's reach never misses. His love never ends. His promise never fails. He is the one who reaches even when you pull away. He is the one who stays even when you've given up. And if you're honest, there have been times you wanted to walk away completely. Times you thought your prayers were useless. Times you felt like maybe God heard everyone else except you. But even in those moments, His presence was surrounding you. He didn't stop calling. There's something so powerful about being pursued by a love that never grows weary. We grow tired. We stop calling. We walk away. But not God. He chases with grace. He whispers through the noise. He waits with patience. And He loves with the kind of faithfulness that this world simply cannot imitate. You haven't missed your moment. Let that settle in your spirit. You haven't missed your calling. You haven't failed beyond repair. You haven't taken too long. Even now, God is saying, come back. Come closer. I'm not done with you. The ache in your heart is not confusion. It's a sign. It's your spirit recognizing the voice of your Father. A voice that reminds you that you were created for more than pain, more than survival, more than just getting by. You were created to walk in power, to live in peace, to carry light in dark places, and to bring hope where there was none. The enemy has tried everything to convince you that you're ordinary, that your voice doesn't matter, that your life is too broken to be useful. But the enemy is afraid of what's inside of you. That's why the battles have been so intense. That's why the silence has been so loud. That's why the warfare has felt like it would never end. Because what's inside of you is dangerous to the darkness. What's inside of you is powerful, chosen, appointed by God. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. And no amount of delay can cancel what God has spoken. If He said it, He will do it. If He promised it, it will come to pass. He is not a man who lies. He does not change His mind. Even when you've doubted, He's remained faithful. Even when you've stumbled, He's remained steady. Even when you've been faithless, He has remained full of mercy and compassion. The path won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. God never promised a life without storms, but He did promise to be your shelter in them. He never promised you wouldn't walk through fire, but He promised the flames wouldn't consume you. And right now, He is walking with you, carrying you through a season that tried to take your voice, your hope, and your joy. There is a promise being fulfilled even in the pain. A beauty being born in the middle of the ashes. Don't look for it only in the big things. Watch for it in the quiet moments. The sudden peace. The unexpected confirmation. The deep breath that reminds you God is still here. The shift that happens in your heart even though nothing around you has changed. That's where the miracle begins, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the space where God begins to whisper again. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being shaped in secret for a purpose that will be revealed in the light. Just like David was anointed in private before he ever stood before a giant, you are being prepared in the shadows. Don't despise the hidden place. That's where intimacy is formed. That's where roots grow deep. That's where trust is built. And when the time is right, the same God who's been preparing you in private will position you in public. Not for your glory, but for His. Not to build your name, but to display His faithfulness. Your story will be proof that God still speaks. That God still heals. That God still rescues. That God still chooses people who feel unworthy, who feel weak, who feel like they've failed too many times. You don't need to have it all together. You just need to stay surrendered. You just need to stay close. You just need to keep saying yes, even if your voice shakes. Yes to the healing. Yes to the process. Yes to the calling. Yes to the love that keeps finding you again and again. You're not going back. You're not repeating old patterns. You're not staying stuck in the pain. You're moving forward, even if all you can do today is breathe and believe. That's enough. God does more with a little faith than we can do with all the strength in the world. So trust Him. Even now. Even in this. He's not just trying to fix a situation. He's rebuilding your foundation. He's not just changing your season. He's transforming your spirit. He's not just blessing your hands. He's healing your heart. Everything about this moment is sacred. And you will look back one day and realize that what felt like the end was actually the beginning. What felt like silence was actually God working. What felt like defeat was the soil for your greatest breakthrough. Not with pressure, not with demand, but with love. Pure, unconditional, and endless love. A love that was never based on how well you performed or how perfectly you behaved. A love that has remained unchanged through every season of your life, even the ones you don't talk about. God knows it all, and yet He still calls you worthy of His affection, His attention, His mercy. There have been too many moments when you felt like you were on the edge, not just of your situation, but of yourself. Times when you thought, I can't carry this anymore, and somehow you still woke up the next day. Somehow you still got up. Somehow you still kept going. That, somehow, was never coincidence. That was God. That was His hand under your weakness. That was His breath giving you strength when your own had run out. That was His Spirit surrounding you when you felt completely alone. He didn't abandon you then, and He's not going to now. Comment 777 if you receive His presence touching you even now. You see, the enemy has been loud in this season, but only because he knows what's coming. He knows that God has marked your life. He knows you're closer to the promise than you've ever been. That's why the warfare has intensified. That's why your mind has felt heavier. That's why your emotions have been stretched thin. Because the enemy always attacks what he fears. And he fears what God is about to birth through you. But no matter what has come against you, you are still chosen. That truth is not based on how steady you've been, but on how steady God is. Even when your faith has wavered, His grip on you has remained unshakable. He has carried you through things that should have crushed you. And now, He's preparing to do something in your life that only He can take credit for. Not because you've earned it, but because He's just that good. He is still the God who parts seas. He is still the God who shuts the mouths of lions. He is still the God who multiplies what seems like not enough. He is still the God who shows up when everything else is falling apart. He is still the God of miracles. And He has not stopped moving on your behalf. You may not see it yet, but that doesn't mean He's not working. Faith is not based on what you see, it's based on who He is. And He is faithful. He is kind. He is present. He is powerful. And He is speaking right now to the deepest parts of your soul that have been waiting for something real. Why is this 7-second brain ritual suddenly going viral? Leaked CIA files have exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the floodgates to wealth. Verified by 4 top labs, this ritual is turning financial pain into prosperity, fast. From massive bills to luxury trips, it's changing lives. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. What if the pain you've endured was not the end of the story, but the soil from which your testimony will grow? What if every tear, every unanswered question, every lonely moment was preparation for a breakthrough you couldn't even imagine? God wastes nothing. Not one moment. Not one heartbreak. Not one delay. He collects your tears. He remembers your cries. And He works in the silence just as powerfully as He does in the storm. There's something sacred about still trusting God when everything around you gives you a reason not to. There's something powerful about praising Him when you're still waiting on the miracle. That's faith. That's surrender. And God is drawn to that kind of heart. Not because it's perfect, but because it's open. You don't need to fix yourself to come closer. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to say yes again. Yes to hope. Yes to healing. Yes to the process, even when it's uncomfortable. Because the process is where the transformation happens. The process is where faith grows. The process is where God removes the things that have weighed you down and replaces them with His peace. Right now, you may be in a waiting room of your life. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. It feels slow and uncertain. But even in the waiting, God is weaving things together. He's not just preparing the promise. He's preparing you. Because when it comes, you'll need the strength, the clarity, and the foundation that only the waiting can build. Don't rush what God is shaping. Don't despise the season just because it's quiet. Some of the greatest miracles begin in silence. Some of the most powerful breakthroughs come after the longest waits. God is not late. He's strategic. He's perfect in timing. And He's making all things work together for your good. You may not feel it, but you're growing. You may not see it, but you're being refined. You may not understand it, but you're being positioned. Everything that's been pressing you is forming something holy inside you. Something unshakable. Something pure. Something that will carry weight in the spiritual realm. You're not being overlooked. You're being set apart. There are people connected to your obedience. There are lives that will be impacted by your surrender. There are stories waiting to be told through your healing. And what the enemy tried to destroy in you, God is going to use as evidence of His power. You were never disqualified. You were never too broken. You were never too late. You were simply in the middle of a redemption story that's going to make others believe again. That's the power of your journey. Not that everything went perfectly, but that God never let go, even when you did. His voice is calling you back. Not just to a better place, but to your rightful place, as a child of God, as a vessel of light, as someone hand-picked to carry hope into a dark world. The world is desperate for real hope, and God has chosen you to carry it. So don't silence your story. Don't hide your scars. Don't shrink back from the call just because it feels heavy. God never gives a burden without giving grace. And He never gives a calling without giving strength. He will walk with you every step of the way. You were made for this. Even if you don't feel ready, God is. And He will never leave you alone in the process. His presence is your constant. His Spirit is your guide. His love is your foundation. Whatever comes next will be built on what God is restoring in you right now. So breathe. Trust. Let go of the fear. Let go of the past. Let go of trying to control what only He can carry. Rest in Him. You've survived battles that tried to kill your spirit. You've walked through storms that no one else could see. You've fought mental wars that left invisible scars. And yet, here you are. Still breathing. Still standing. Still holding on. That is not by your strength alone. That is the evidence that God is not finished with you. If your story was over, you wouldn't be here. But the very fact that you're still here means God still has something powerful and purposeful waiting ahead. Not behind. Not in the regrets. But ahead. Comment 999 if you believe He's still leading you forward, even now. The world will try to tell you that your mistakes define you. That what you've done is who you are. But heaven disagrees. God doesn't label you by your lowest moments. He calls you by your name. The one He wrote down before you were ever formed. The one He knew before you ever took your first breath. The one He loved even knowing every time you'd fall short. There is no failure strong enough to undo the love of God. Nothing you've done has shocked Him or made Him withdraw His promise. Grace doesn't run out. Mercy doesn't expire. And love doesn't retreat. This is the part where everything begins to shift, not just around you, but inside you. God is replacing fear with faith. Doubt with peace. Confusion with clarity. Emptiness with purpose. You are being refilled from the inside out. Not with things that fade, but with something eternal. His Spirit is pouring into the dry places of your life, bringing color back where everything had turned gray. He is breathing into the places that felt dead. You are coming back to life. You may not feel strong, but you're stronger than you think. You've endured more than most know. You've held things together when everything in you wanted to fall apart. That strength didn't come from nowhere. It came from God. It came from a source deeper than motivation. It came from the one who has been anchoring your soul when nothing else could. And He's not just keeping you alive. He's preparing to restore everything the enemy tried to take. Is it time you unlock the same CIA secret brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak has revealed a powerful 7-second technique, developed under CIA-funded research and backed by neuroscience. It's helping people magnetize wealth like never before. From debt to luxury, faster than anyone believed. But this miracle won't stay public for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. This isn't survival. This is preparation for revival. The dreams you thought were lost are coming back with new breath. The identity you felt disconnected from is returning with clarity. The passion that grew cold is being reignited by fire from heaven. Everything God starts, He finishes. He's not a man who forgets what He said. And if He started something in you, He will bring it to completion. Don't let the delay make you forget the promise. Don't let the silence make you lose the sound of His voice. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's right here. He's still speaking. And this moment is proof of that. There's something sacred about saying yes again, even after disappointment. There's power in giving God your broken pieces, trusting that He's the only one who can make them whole. You don't need to pretend anymore. He already knows the truth. He's seen the nights you laid in bed and questioned everything. He's heard the thoughts you were too afraid to say out loud. He's felt the pain that no one else noticed. And still, He stays. Still, He calls. Still, He chooses you. Your value isn't based on who accepts you. Your identity isn't rooted in how others treat you. God has already decided who you are, and He's never second-guessed that decision. You are His. You are loved. You are chosen. You are protected. You are favored. And the calling on your life cannot be removed, reduced, or replaced by anyone. So even if it hurts, even if the path ahead is unclear, even if the healing is slow, keep moving forward. Not because you feel strong, but because you are led by a strong God. Not because you have it all figured out, but because God goes before you and makes crooked places straight. He doesn't expect you to know the way. He just asks you to trust that He does. You will not miss what is meant for you. You will not be overlooked when the time is right. You will not be forgotten by the God who remembers every detail of your life. He is orchestrating things that would overwhelm you if you saw it all at once. But He gives it to you piece by piece, moment by moment, because He knows what you can handle. Trust that. What is ahead will be worth every tear you cried. What is ahead will be filled with joy you forgot was possible. What is ahead will carry a peace that doesn't come from comfort, but from Christ. There is a new thing springing forth. You might not see it fully yet, but it's happening. It's already begun. And nothing can stop it, not fear, not failure, not the past. This is your invitation to stop surviving and start believing again. To lay down the weight and pick up the promise. To stop listening to lies and start walking in truth. To stop settling for less and start receiving what has always been yours.